Good evening, YouTube. All right, I'm gonna wait till y'all come on in. It's not gonna be a long video, not tonight. Oh, did I take my... Windy? Hey, YouTube. Hey, Colish. I'm gonna wait a few minutes until other people come in. No. Nope. And then she calls me today talking about did I cancel her reservation or something? I said no. Hey, what happened, Colish? You didn't come back. Come back. So I did look at it, and when I read it, it says that if the person doesn't pay, they'll notify me, but the company neighbor will still continue to pay me, and then they will give instructions where they said they don't get access to get their belongings, so they'll pay me, continue to pay me. But then they'll notify me if that happens. And then they said they will auction off her stuff. So basically, if she doesn't get her stuff, she doesn't pay monthly, then neighbor will take action where they will auction off her things. So basically, they told me do not touch anything, do not get rid of anything, because then the process that they take will be null and void. So basically, I did remove the ad, and ain't gonna be no confusion, because when I went back to look at it, it did show, whatever she chose. I don't know. You know what? This is gonna be a learning experience. That's all I know. You know, if she wants the stuff, and once she comes back, she just needs to move all that things out at one time, not a week to move and try to move things out in pieces. So that's up to her. So like I said, one way or another, I still get paid. So they said, don't worry. That's what I read. It said, don't worry about it. Yeah, she was trying to freeload. You know? That's why I said, nope, don't worry about it. You don't have to give me no table, no dining room table or whatever, because then it'll be too much trouble you even trying to bring it over, and then you figure, oh, she said I could bring, I'll give her the table for free, and then that gives you a chance to sneak in other stuff at the same time, knowing damn well you weren't gonna give no table away and nobody was gonna no, she's supposed to be renting the closet in the room. That's what the ad was. $30 was to put your things in the closet in a room. The other part of it was the garage. So I'm going to contact them probably. I already sent them a message, but they haven't responded back to me. So I'm going to ask them. I said, she also reserved the garage, and this is the picture, and then they're going to have to pay me somehow or another. I'm going to get compensated back, even if she doesn't pay for the garage space, which was $125 or 100, and one was 100 and one was 125. Even if she doesn't pay, I'm going to show them, and they're going to either have to give me a gift, give me a some sort of compensation, because I don't know. I'll deal with that, but I'm not going to worry about it. The stuff is in the room. It's not like I sleep in the room. It was an empty space, and whatever money I get, I'm going to get. So if she takes months to get his stuff back, long as it's paid. But if she don't pay, then basically neighbor will pay me, and then they will auction off her stuff. But I can't take stuff out the house. They're going to auction it off. Now I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they go about doing that, but that's how that's going to be handled. So I'm quite sure she gonna pay and trying to get her stuff. So for $30 a month, you got over. You ain't. It's not like it's costing you a whole lot of money. So whatever games she thinks she's gonna play, because see, a lot of people be going even at regular storage. A lot of people be doing that. They put their stuff in storage, and then have that stuff be abandoned or whatever, and then the person who owns storage company, they just have people come in there and just say, okay, here you go, and storage that stuff off. That's what she think. Nah, this ain't. She's nuts, and the mother's just as stupid. Trust me. Trust and believe. People trying to act slick, but you know what? When you think you try to be slick, why you have to emphasize you, Harden? So are you sorry, or are you just saying that it's my fault? I don't know. That's how I'm reading that. You say, I'm sorry, Lady T, that you put yourself in this vulnerable position. So why you apologize? Why are you saying sorry, and at the same time you trying to say that I put myself in that situation? I'm not going to stress over that because, like I said, the company's still going to pay me the monthly fees. And when it's time for her to get her stuff, then you just make that one trip and that's it. So when she's ready to get her stuff, she better have a van ready to have everything done in one swap. I'm not stressing over it. I'm just saying, why you made an emphasis on saying you, as if like I put myself in that situation. And I'm not going to stress. I'm not going to stress. I'm still get paid regardless. And if they and the company came, the company's still going to pay me monthly. And if she doesn't pay them, then they're going to say she doesn't have access to the stuff, and then she would have to deal with neighbor, and they're going to auction off the stuff. Now, how they do that, I don't know. But they told me that if that happens, they will notify me, and they'll tell me take pictures of the items. So I'll take pictures like the instruction said online. The instruction said, do not touch it, do not sell anything, do not throw out stuff. Take pictures of the items, and then they'll do an online. They'll sell this. They'll get rid of the stuff online. So I would never have to deal with her in no capacity, in no sort of way. And she's not gonna come over here and cost well, I want my stuff, because all I gotta do is call DeKalb County, or number one, you're gonna have something ready for you. So She ain't gonna come over here and just get, mm-mm. My neighbor across the street, I already told them. I didn't tell them everything what happened, but I told them about it. That you can rent space in your house, and I told them about it. So they watch my house, I watch their house, and I ain't worried about it. Like I said, this is the thing. She ain't gonna do nothing physically to me. Her old ass mama and her that whoever that old man, they ain't gonna do shit to me. You know, ain't nobody gonna worry over no bunch of junk. Cause half the stuff probably ain't worth that much. You know, you think I'm gonna worry about some Memorial Drive cheap furniture place that you bought that dresser drawer? Because everything else is bought at what? It's not even. It ain't like it's actually furniture or rooms to go. It's one of those bootleg furniture places up there on Memorial Drive, or what's the other place they used to be on? Real cheap looking furniture. Shoot, so I ain't worried about it. She gonna have to figure it out. She ran her ass up there to Florida, and then you talking about I'm gonna find a place. She ain't gonna find no place to live. So it ain't my problem. Like I said, her mama ain't gonna contact me because she said, I need to get her stuff because number one, they're gonna have to figure out, get one of those bootleg people on the street that has a broken up truck like they came in and trying to move the stuff. They ain't got no money. Oh, you ain't missing nothing, Erica. I was talking about the neighbor. Someone asked me about it, and I told them. Um, she called me today saying that I deactivated her account, and I said I didn't do nothing of the sort. So she was like, "Okay, we can't, So something happened, but nope." I said, She says, "Don't worry, I'll still pay you." So I said, "Okay, whatever. Just let me know when you coming back to get your stuff. That's all I want to know." So I was explaining about that if somebody doesn't pay their reservation, the company still pays me every month. And then if she stops paying, they'll notify me and told me I can't take the stuff out the house and just take pictures of her stuff. And then they'll initiate the auction to sell the stuff. So if she doesn't pay, the company still pays me regardless. And they told, so if she doesn't pay, they'll notify me. And then that's when they'll tell me what to do from there. And they have some kind of online auction where they just basically sell the stuff. So I don't know. But well, I ain't worried about it. Like I was saying, I wasn't worried about it. And I know it was an issue about, maybe about safety. So I ain't worried about that. Her old ass mama and that old man, what the hell they gonna do? They don't want to continue to move the stuff out of this house or this, anyway. I know they wasn't gonna be doing that because they had I could tell they had a whole issue finding somebody to put the stuff in. I mean, put it this way: if you can't rent a 1999 U-Haul truck or Lowe's truck, and you gotta find JoJo and Boo Boo on the corner who got a broken up truck to help you move, and you pay them like what, $50? Because that's what it was. So she gonna have to figure out that how she gonna move the stuff out when it's time for her to get the things out of my house. So I said it's gonna be one move, one transaction, and that's it. And ain't gonna be no, I'm gonna do it every day, and because if she's moving to Florida and have to find a place to live, she's gonna have to get a truck, drive all the way back to Atlanta or Metro Atlanta, and then move and then drive back to Florida. So, and I know her mama ain't gonna get the stuff out and put it in her house or whatever. I doubt that. She ain't gonna call me at no 11 o'clock because my phone gonna be My phone, first of all, the terms and conditions, when I read it, it said that you have to communicate through the app. So she has to send messages to me through she has to send messages to the app. So she just can't. I just asked for her number because she was gonna come back the next day to put the stuff in over the weekend. So I ain't worried about that. Like I said, it is what it is, and it ain't like I'm got anybody else moving into the room and stuff. So I ain't worried about it. I'm gonna let it take its course, and all I know, the end result of this situation is she pays monthly. She don't pay. They call. They're gonna notify me, and then they're gonna tell me take pictures. Don't take the stuff out the house, and they're gonna auction off the stuff. So, and the company still continues to pay me. So she knows that. So there ain't nothing she could do. So if she doesn't pay and they told me nope, she ain't paid, do not take this, don't have the stuff come out, then that's it. She can't call me, I'm coming to get my stuff. I said, oh, and I'm not gonna respond. So she knows she I ain't worried about it. That little cheap ass furniture from Memorial Drive Furniture Place and those little cheap stuff. Trust and believe. That little cheap ass things. I probably make more money off the stuff that she got. To be honest, I probably end up making out real good if she don't. So, anywho, I ain't talking about that. That's not my reason of my um topic today. So, nah, she ain't gonna do that. The mama they ain't gonna come to the house showing out. They ain't gonna do that. Trust me. They ain't gonna come to the house after the food because they ain't gonna do it. Because I sure hate to have some dead Negroes in front of my house. Because if you trespassing and go click click. But I ain't worried about that. I don't speak stuff like that in existence. They ain't gonna worry. Like I said, the mama act like she ain't trying to deal with all that situation anyway, because she ain't trying to. She is not her that old man. They ain't gonna try to come up here and take stuff out the house and pack it and put it in a truck. Trust and believe. They ain't trying to do all that. And I'm quite sure wherever the hell they live at, they're not trying to store anything in their house either. Because if that was the case, that's what she should have done in the first place. You know. So I ain't dealing with no foolishness. And like I said, whatever. Anyways, what else is there to talk? So as I'm sitting here today, I didn't do nothing today. I went and did my little survey assignments. I went to the Publix up the street. Did my little that I went to Food Depot, and then I went to Lindel's, which is like an Aldi's. And I didn't go to Target because I was supposed to go to Target on La Vista and Tucker. So I didn't go and do that because my phone was real low in battery and it wasn't charged. So I paid about what, $46, $43 today with those 3 stores I went to. And I didn't turn on the app for Skip Cart. I didn't do that. So they gave me a message with Skip Cart. It says, "Oh, it's going to be real busy this weekend. They paying extra bonuses for deliveries and this and that." So I did get a message today saying they was paying an extra $4 or $6 or something like that. So I didn't keep the app on. I just turned it on. And and I didn't wait to see if anything would come up. So I'll probably do it Now gas. I don't know where you at, Colas, but gas was what was gas today? $2.79 or something like that. 2.86, depending on where you are. So it's been steady. It wasn't three. I know it has. I know it's stayed the same price for a minute, but it didn't go up to like $3 and some change. But it went. It was like 2.70 something, depending on where you are. But I didn't see a whole lot of cars, filling up gas. I didn't see the gas station wrapped around the corner. I don't know. I don't think a lot of people really going out of town. It's 2.90. Yeah, because everybody trying to go to Florida for the beach and vacation. That's why. 2.99. Because everybody's running down to Florida. That's why y'all prices is 2.99. So, but here in Georgia, it was 2.80 something, 2.70 something. And I was watching Quick Trip. I don't buy gas from Walmart. I know people say, get cheaper, you do the Kroger and get the bonus and stuff. I said, by the time that thing evens out with that little thing they give you, you really not saving that much. And I don't like Kroger gas and all that. I think it's kind of sluggish to me. It's not, nah, that little cheap gas. When you think, so. But no, that's all I did today. I just sat around, looked at YouTube. Then I went and did my assignments later on that evening, like 5:30ish till about almost 8ish. It didn't take me long to do it. The only reason why it took me long to do it was because Lindos was like, they want you to audit a whole bunch of different products and scan stuff. And then, no, that's pretty much it. It didn't really take no reason to take long. No, that was it. No, nothing done seriously today. I paid $3.09, but the station across the street was $3.39. What? It depends, Tyson. If you go to BP or Exxon or even Chevron, one of those, it always be if you go to Exxon or BP, it's always going to be higher than what it is. Say you go to Quick Trip or something. It's something with BP and Amoco, Exxon. They always be high, especially if you go to Texaco or something. They always be more expensive. But I think it's the additives that they have. I think they always have a little bit more additives in their gas compared to if you went to cheap Marathon or something, or Walmart or Sam's Club. I think those are just cheap. I just think those are cheap gas. If you put in Chevron or BP, I find that if I was to ever put BP or Exxon, I find that I get more mileage, and I'm talking about the Toyota Corolla and the Kia. I always seem to get better mileage of that type of gas if I was to ever get that type of gas in my car. I know that it's a difference. I'm telling you. I mean, I'm not trying to drive around and look for no Exxon or whatever, or go to BP, because I always go to Quick Trip because that's when I get my little drinks and stuff. But if I was driving, say, to South Carolina, I was driving, and you don't see Quick Trip, you don't see things like that. So I would say, dang, I gotta get some gas. Then I would go to, if I'm driving across the states, I always would go to some place like an Exxon or BP or something major, because those are the ones you see on the road. I don't go to no, that one little bumpkin country town with no kind of, what's those ones that truckers go to? I don't go to those cheapy looking gas stations that you see, because when you drive on the interstate and stuff, you're going to, you don't really see Quick Trip or whatever. It's but if you was driving around town, like if I was to go, like I went to Florida a few years ago, and it was like this place called Wowee or Wow Wow or whatever the hell that was. And it was like, I said, man, this convenience store look all, they had like like a restaurant food. I'm not talking about like Quick Trip that got little snacks. It was like it was big, and it seemed like they always had like a Hardee's, McDonald's in the gas station or attached to the gas station, and they sell, and then, um, but it was something in Florida that I never seen before, Wow Wow or something, and I was like, man, they got all these big selections of drinks and little food items, and it was clean, and I was like, dang, it was, and it seemed like it was. I think it would be equivalent to a Quick Trip. I don't know, but it looked like it was a little bit better. Just like 7-Eleven. Like 7-Eleven used to be the shit. Like you're like, oh man, you have like ice cream and little things. But now you go to 7-Eleven, if you ever see a 7-Eleven, it look raggedy, run down. Man, I wouldn't trust getting a napkin out that damn place so much anything to drink. It looked like stuff they clean, and it's always owned by Indians or Asian people. And they look like they just buy these run down 7-Elevens, just like Blimpies. Like Blimpies in New York used to be so, yeah, Wawa. And then it's just like Blimpies. Like you go to Blimpies in New York, you be all nasty, nice looking sandwiches and clean, and the sandwiches taste so good. Now you see a Blimpie, they look all run down with flies all over the place, and it look like the meat stink, like they just serve you some stale bread and stale meat, and you could tell by the smell when you walk up in there. Now they ran that down to the ground, and you don't even hardly see a Blimpies like you used to. And then Subway start to get like that too. A bunch of Indian people. I ain't racist. I know people are like, you racist. But those Indian and Asian people, they buy up stuff. They don't give two rat ass about keeping up stuff. That's why I don't go to those gas stations run by those people. One, they don't pay their sales tax. They never give you a receipt. You ask for a receipt. Can I get a receipt? They'll never give you a receipt. You got to, unless you ask for it. And because they ain't paid the sales tax. The food they sell in there, man, I wouldn't feed it to a damn starving cat or a rat in the alley. You be like, nope. That's why a lot of those places in Atlanta, but I can only speak for Atlanta, I can't speak for anywhere else, but a lot of those rundown looking gas stations that, they try to get that PPP money or whatever, and they try to upgrade the stations, but once white folks start moving in certain neighborhoods, that's when they want to upgrade and make it look decent. But let it be in a black neighborhood or whatever, it'll still be raggedy, run down. That's why I hate doing those stores with survey when I have to go to some of those independent convenience stores. I go in there and say, I'm here for Pepsi to check the sodas. I'm supposed to. When my manager, and then what you here for? And I can show them everything on the information, and they still want to give me a hard time. And I just go up there and still finish taking the inventory, checking the product, and by the time you get through questioning me 10,000 times, I continue to work and move on. I'm finished. Shoo. I hate going to those places. I'm glad I don't, You gotta go in the store, tell them, wait my minute, and I got to get there. Ain't nobody give a fuck two shits about your fucking store. I'm just here to check for Pepsi or one particular item, and that's it. How you think that shit get in the store anyway? Just like when I worked at when I was working with the candies, when I was working with that company, I had to go in there. They always want something for fucking free. Now, some of them were nice. I ain't gonna say all of them, but some of them were pretty nice. They were like, "Oh, you want something to drink?" Because I'll be walking, it'll be summertime and stuff. And I said, "Sure." But some of them, they want to question you to death. Like, man, I am not INS. I'm not the state of Georgia. I'm not the Department of Revenue. So calm your fucking ass down and don't be talking to y'all crazies. Ooh, some of them could be so disrespectful, and they not usually older ones. They be young, stupid asses one that be in the store. I said, because, some of them don't like no women. They have no respect for women. and you ain't about to talk to me crazy. And then don't go to one that's in the hood. Ooh, how many times I have to curse their asses out? Don't come back in here. If I motherfucker, you ain't got to worry about me coming back in this store. I just came to do what I need to do and leave. But a lot of those places closed down. See, that COVID thing, a lot of those stores, they, you know, the county or whatever, they shut those places down. Clean, closed. You know how many gas stations I've gone to a certain neighborhood? I thought, God damn, the whole Exxon station closed. It was like, I've been to a few of them up there in like Lithonia, up in the hood. They closed. Because see, they don't play that. The Department of Revenue come in there, they shut the door is shut down. I said, what the hell happened? And that's mostly what happened. They don't pay their taxes. And then they think they just trying to run up some think you just gonna sell beer, cigarette. This is what they be selling mostly. Lottery tickets, cigarettes, and alcohol. That's it. Black folks, Mexican, and poor white trash be lined up just to spend all the little bit of money they got. They ain't got no money, and they be going scratch offs. And so many scratch offs that be on that damn table and the floor and stuff. I was like, this is ridiculous. And they just sell a little bit of like those stale up chips and stale up honey buns and dusty looking sodas and stuff. Yeah, they take food stamps. But it's supposed to be for, see, that's another thing they get in trouble. It's only supposed to be for certain types of items. You can buy chips and soda and just stuff that with the food stamps, but first of all, I don't understand why people even want to shop at those stores because things be 10 times as high. Now I understand, they don't have supermarkets and what they call it, food deserts. So they don't have a lot of different supermarkets, and they may have like a Food Depot or Wayfair Food or one of those ghetto looking supermarkets that be like, it's not even cheap. Like I went to Food Depot to do the audit for that Tampico fruit punch, and I was like, oh man, they got Roger Wood sausage, because I was looking for Roger Wood sausage, and I knew I shouldn't like it, I should have expected not to be at the Publix anymore, but it was sure up in that damn, the Roger Wood sausage, smoked sausage. It comes in a red box. I've been looking for damn sausages, that particular brand, for months. I was like, dang, they ain't got no more at the Publix or the Kroger, or they buy lobster and crabs. If it's a seafood place, yeah, but I don't eat no lobster and crab legs. That'd be fake. Not even healthy. No. Nope. Now, what was I getting? I went on a damn tangent. Went all off the topic that I was supposed to be discussing. Yeah, so that was I was doing the merchandising gigs at the different stores and stuff. And like I said, I saw the Roger Wood sausage. I said, "Ooh, I could go back over here and buy me some of these Roger." And they have certain things I don't see at the Publix and Kroger, so I had to go maybe a good 3-4 miles. Because once I go 3-4 miles up Rockbridge Road, I mean, I ain't saying I live in the most prestigious area, but it ain't the hood. So I go to the hood. Once I get past, once I cross over like Lithonia Stone Mountain Highway and go down to that the 30083 zip code. Once I get to that zip code, because I live in 30087. But once you get to, y'all know I talked about 30083 zip code in the past, how I hate going over there in that section of area of town. Cheap ass niggas be cheap, don't want to tip. And they be wanting you to do the most. They ain't want you to do the most. You go to 30083. You want to get robbed? Go over that part of Rockbridge Road. Not the Decatur Rockbridge Road. Not the unincorporated part of Stone Mountain either. That section over there. What happened to Domino's? Oh, I'll tell you about what happened to Domino's. I'll tell you what happened to Domino's. I've been left Domino's right before the COVID happened. And this was before I even heard about the COVID and the virus and stuff. I went there. They hired a whole bunch of drivers, and they was like, we got some new drivers, and oh, we got some help, and did it, and then try to throw me under the bus after I busted my ass with them, and then you got some unreliable people. And I said, you know what? You trying to? What happened with Domino's was I was getting 30, 40 hours, whatever. Then he trying to, hire a bunch of drivers. They didn't even, I said, dumb niggas ain't gonna work out. And then they try to give me 3 hours. So I walk in there and saw the schedule, and I walk out and left. But you done come back. I said, nope, I'm not. I'm going back home. I can make more money sitting at home doing what I need to do. And I left. Told her to kiss my ass. And then about a good week and a half, 2 weeks later, that's when that COVID situation happened with the thing. And I said, and I could have gotten the 600 plus the regular unemployment at the time, but I was like, I ain't got time to be trying to file for no unemployment over no stupid ass Domino's. But I did make a complaint with the Department of Labor for discrimination and stuff, and that's when the COVID happened, and that's when all the EEOC and government agencies were closed. So, at that point, I didn't go further to pursue the discrimination case. I said, you know what? I ain't got time over no raggedy ass Domino. They're going to get exactly what they deserve. And lo and behold, I called remember that lady, Sharon, the one we had it out with, the first day. She was like, Craig, what Craig at? We had it out. She had cut him in front of my car when I was going there. She didn't work at Domino's at the time. And then they hired her as a manager, and the daughter worked there, and this and that or whatever. And I said, you know what? I ain't trying to bust nobody in the ass and bust her in her teeth. And I said, I'm gonna walk away because I already got it. I already got in trouble with the Cobb County protecting myself a few years ago. Had to bust this bitch right up in her face. And then she called the police when I'm the one who got hit in my house. But that's a different story. So anyway, so I called her out the blue because I was looking through my phone. Now I can say we friends, but now we like chit chat. And so she said that ain't none of them work at that Domino's no more. None of them. Chris, all of them, a whole new bunch of people. And then Chris, who came from Florida with his faggoty ass, he wasn't no feminine guy, but I already knew he was kind of gay anyway. My feelings. And he was dating one of the other drivers that they hired, which was Victor's cousin. And that was the fool that got put in jail. I told him from day one, I said, don't be driving around Atlanta with that Florida tag. They're going to pull you over. And lo and behold, he got put into Cobb County jail because he was driving with a suspended license and whatever, no license and unexpired plates or something. And he was in jail along with the other skinny ass, dumbass Indian guy. He was like, "You old lady," and my the guy who owned the father owned that hotel on Lawrenceville that I got stuck up on at gunpoint. He was in jail too. He got put in jail for speeding on 285 at 100 and something miles an hour in a Toyota RAV. It wasn't even a power Toyota truck he had, and he was in jail. And they didn't want me to find out because they knew I was going to clown on his ass, right? And so Sharon, the one I was that I had it out with, she was manager, and then she told me, "Girl, so-and-so guy was in jail," and and then I found out, and I said, "Hey, I heard you was locked up in DeKalb County." And boy, they did not want me to know. They did. They would try to hide that from me. When I found out and I got into the store, I said, "What happened? Were you crying like a bitch?" You probably was crying. "Hey, my daddy, what your father gonna do now?" And he was so bad, I clowned on his ass. I found that story. I found that out, boy. I let them have it. You bet you trying to say something to me? Trust me, you don't know. I'm old school. I know how I would get back at you, and I got back at him. I said, "What your funk ass did? You probably was crying like a bitch." up in there, locked up in DeKalb County. Shoot. What you say? Your daddy got that? My daddy got me. I said, I know he did. He turned around. Yeah, I cursed him out. I cursed all those asses out. Chris too. Then when I found out his ass went to jail, I said, I heard you went to jail too. And this happened like within less than a month. Boy, I clowned on those dumb, stupid ass niggas and that dumbass Indian guy. I clowned on them for days. They couldn't say shit to me. Talking all crazy. You know, I said, I told you, I told you, to make don't be driving around the land with that tag, and that's why he didn't change it. That's the reason why he never got the tag changed, because he had no license and the license plate wasn't turned over. You know, stupid ass. And then they took the money, the bail money from the register, and they were short the money. So I went and wrote a letter to Domino's, who owned the franchise, after I had to curse out the supervisor. And I said, you better look at your books. Don't be coming to me about you ain't coming to work. I mean, fuck y'all. I did, I ain't mind doing the dishes, cleaning, doing deliveries, trying to learn pizzas, but I couldn't get it. I was like, I said, y'all can keep that part. Y'all trying to rush me to, you have to hurry up, make pizza. I said, nope. Because, see, I'm going to take my time and make something. And I told them, just like Sharon, the one I had it out with, they tried to fire her, and she told them, too, about money being missing and stuff. And I told them, too. So, yesterday when I called her, because I was wondering what she was up to, she said that she went in there. She said none of them work there no more. None of them. Every single person don't work there. No one. Nowhere. Did they respond to me? No. If they did, that dumb cracker who was supposed to be the district manager, he was like, we ain't gonna get involved in all of this, and he ain't gonna get involved. Chris said he admitted he cursed you out, so we suspended him, and I don't know. He said he wrote him up because they can't afford to suspend nobody because they need as much people to work as possible. This was way before the COVID stuff. And yes, they did do an investigation. Trust me, when that complaint got back to them from the EEOC, trust me, they did their investigation. I can give a tail rat ass. They could steal the whole fucking store for all I care. And I told them. Now, no, you're exactly right. Now nobody wants to go to work. Everybody want to sit on their ass and don't do nothing. Now they can't even find anybody. I went to the other store and because I asked them to transfer me. And after that, I said, you know what? I ain't got time to mess with y'all because I already had another job waiting for me to start anyway. I was staying with Domino's because I'm so competitive. That's the only reason. It was because I needed the money and stuff. It was nice, get cash every day. And I saved up all my cash tips for months. I had so much cash in the house that I didn't go to the bank on a regular basis. I paid my mortgage with the cash tips I got. I finally, you know how long it took me to get rid of all that cash at this house, and I made deposits in cash going to the bank. And my mother said, "Don't be going to the bank with all that money. They be thinking you doing drug money." I'm like, well, really? They ain't gonna even think that. Ones and fives and tens. And then turn around, my mother do the same thing. She saved up the cash and she showed me that she had, kept cash in the house. And she showed me, and I said, "Oh, I did the same thing." And matter of fact, I took the cash with me. I didn't leave it in the house because I was like, "Dang, I'm gonna say that house could burn down, all that money be gone." I started thinking. So I said, "I'm not gonna do that anymore." So the only thing I got put aside is coins. I drop nickels, dimes, pennies, quarters, and I just drop it in this bucket. So just in case if you ever need money, I just use to wrap up some coins. Ain't no shame in my game. People walk around to I ain't got no money, I'm broke. I learned even as a child, me, my sister, and my cousins, we used to do that. We would hoard money. And, because you know how the feeling of I'm never gonna feel. You remember I told y'all last time I said when I was going through predicaments and stuff, how much was it in total? You know how much money I had? I had about $5,000 worth of dollar bills. $5,000. I had said I'm gonna save up all my cash tips and see how much I'm gonna get at the in 4 months. And that's what I did. I saved every little cash tips I had. And I paid my mortgage. Now I don't know. That's what's leading up to this 5 year gig work I was doing. I used to save my cash tips too. With when I did the cash tips, Uber Eats and stuff. When they gave me cash tips, I would save it because one, I didn't like going to the bank, and going to the bank it'd be long as lines, and the bank, closed at 4:35, whatever. So I didn't really like going to the bank like that. So I just kept the money, kept the cash somewhere. Yeah, they tax it. You have to report your tip. When I worked at Domino's, they asked you how much cash tips you want to report. So they had this app where anytime the customer paid the tips on the credit card or whatever, it's included. So they ask you how much you want to tax on the tips because they have record of that. But the cash tips I got and put in my pocket, that wasn't added up. So I tell them, I said, okay, I made this. Some people say I ain't made no money. I said, because see, I worked at the IRS. So I know you ain't gonna work as a waiter. The reason why they ask you your occupation is if you work, say, a waiter or restaurant where your job makes tips, when you file your tax return and then you have no tips put on there, the whole time you work, you ain't got no tips. They already know what the average that they will get. So you don't just say, I didn't make no money in tips. You just put nothing down. Because they're going to come back and they're going to have a way of knowing. And there's always a way of knowing about tips. So I wouldn't, and ain't, just tell them how much you made. I made this that amount or whatever. It depends what you made. I can't answer a question like that. If you report your tax return and you get a W-2 from wherever, and the money you made for that year, depending on what restaurant you worked at or wherever you get the W-2 from, and it shows, you made $18,000, you figured an average person who makes that amount working at a restaurant, you have at least. Remember when let me explain it like this. This is the way I'm going to explain it. Remember when I used to say I used to do all these deliveries for different companies, and I always said Uber Eats, Grubhub, DoorDash, Zifty, and I said that typically the average percentage of people that's going to tip is going to be at least 10% of the people. 10 to 15% of people is going to tip. And if you make an average of, say, $100 a day, you figure you're going to get at least 10% or 15%. So 10 to 15% of the $100 that you make a day, you estimate that's what you'll get in tips. Because when I did DoorDash and Grubhub, whichever one, choose whatever, it's always going to be an average of 10 to 15% of what I made is going to be tips. $20, $25 at least. $100 and then maybe $25 would be tips. So if you make $200, you figure you're going to get at least $50 of tips, give or take an average. And I kept record of that. And I said, well, dang. So if I had 10 customers, at least 10% of those people is going to tip. You're not going to ever get every 10 people is going to give you a tip. No. All 10 people ain't going to tip. They may give you $2, $3 or whatever, but it's always going to be that 1 to 2 people that ain't going to tip out of, But you're going to have to report that you made some kind of tips somewhere. So for those people who still, I made If you getting cash tips in your pocket and you ain't keeping track of that, and you thinking that when it's time to file your taxes and you saying, I ain't no many tips. You know that the restaurants and places are required that you're supposed to report the tips in their system. What's the biggest tip that I got? I even can't remember. Probably $25. No, that wouldn't be the tip. That wasn't the biggest tip I got. $40. I want to say $40. And one time, Postmates, the person left me a $40 tip. They're gonna talk about it. They only gave you $3. Like fucking hell, they did. This receipt said tip $40, and I ain't did Postmates no more. I did Postmates for 1 week until they kissed my ass. Once they would say, you ain't driving toward the direction of the customer. I said, and I ate that pizza and drank the soda and went on about my business. They stole my tip from Buckhead Diner Place at a catering. And I paid with the PEX card they gave me. And then when I went there to deliver it, it said tip $40. But when I got there and cashed, delivered it, and then it was like a whole different amount. They talk about, well, that was go to the restaurant and to. That's what the person going at the restaurant tell you supposed to go to the restaurant. You lying motherfucker. That's why some people be jumping over peak counters and beating the shit out of people. And I say, you know what? That's not, I didn't even argue with them. I didn't argue because I said I knew that I was going to choke the fuck out of him. You think I'm stupid? Yep, I sure did eat that damn pizza. I ate the pizza, drank the soda after driving through rush hour to go all the way to Little 5 Points to pick up not a big box of pizzas in a bottle of soda. It was a slice of pizza. One slice pizza and a cup of soda. And then I had to go to Georgia State downtown where one of the dorms were, where they had no parking. I called the person. I said, I will be across the street at the gas station. Just meet me downstairs. All you gotta do is park. And this is a young girl. All you gotta do is park. I said, no, I'm not doing that. I just left from downtown. I already knew that they was already I already went through that hell because they said no parking. You can't park and this and that or whatever. All she had to do was get out the dorm room, walk across the street, and get her bag of pizza. She didn't want to do that. And I said, she didn't want to do that. I'm not driving down rush hour for no slice of pizza and a soda because Postmates had this little, you get a free pizza and a soda. Bitch, you crazy. I ate that baked pizza and drove on home. And then that black guy, I never forget, the black guy called me from technical some support. I'm driving east, going right down 78. I was supposed to go the opposite direction downtown Atlanta and ate that pizza and threw that soda in the garbage because it was stale. For one of those little fountain sodas. I threw that thing right in the garbage and ate the pizza and kept on going. And they did Postmates and then after, but they had a class action suit. I did get a little check from them. So I said, nope, Postmates was not for me. Because at the time, Postmates, Uber Eats, Grubhub, they were centered downtown, midtown. They weren't even in the suburbs. They were not even out in the suburbs at the time, I was going to raggedy ass places, picking up food from wherever. And then, this was going near Bankhead before Bankhead became West Buckhead. This was in the hood of whatever. Who I couldn't stand. I hated it. Because when I go to certain sketchy areas, I'd be like, oh, I'm downstairs. Come on down. I'm in the white Kia. And blah, blah, blah. Come get your bag. And they tell me, all you got to do is park and just double park. But they didn't even say double park. Or just go ahead. No. It says no parking. I'm not getting my car towed over no damn $6-7. They didn't want you to do the most. Do the most. That's why, I like doing certain deliveries when, especially, I ain't trying to be racist or nothing, but I didn't go to certain neighborhoods to do because even in my area, I delivered food one time to somebody neighbor right up the street. I'll never forget. I know her house, the corner. That bitch didn't even tip. They be thinking the tip is. I said no, the tip is not included in this delivery. You know, they see it. I ordered Uber Eats twice, and it would say tip, and they act like the tip. No, it was not. It was not because I did. Because like I said, if I have to have so much trouble to not have adequate ways of parking my car, going all the way upstairs, going all the way across the corridor, and all that kind of crap. Nope. No, no. You know how much food I took home? No, it wasn't a lot, but trust me, I'm not gonna be. I'm not getting my car booted, and I've seen that a lot too. I was driving around doing deliveries and stuff, and I see people with the boot on the car. People do Uber, park Peachtree Street. They park in the street. They're not even on the side. And I see tow trucks come and get people's cars booted. I almost was gonna do a I signed up for a company where I was supposed to do that, but I never did it. I was like, nah, I don't feel like doing that. I was supposed to it was like AAA, and I signed up and everything. And I said, what? You get and I did I was like, I don't think I feel comfortable going to somebody learn how to change no tire. And I said, I'll deliver gas or something like that, but I never did sign up for that. I be finding all these I found some very interesting gigs in these last few years that I've actually signed up for, but I never did it. I never told nobody about it, but because y'all be saying, God, how many gigs you do? But I signed up and everything, but I never did it. I was like, nah, you gotta drive for people in distress. And I was like, nope. But you can make some good money doing that. You know, you just have to make sure you buy your own, not that cheap jack either. You gotta buy, it's like $100 something to get the, um, the jack thing, the thing you put the car up. I saw that at Aldi's a few years ago. I was like, man, they sell this big industrial thing, and all you had to do was and have a charger for the battery, a big old thing for gas. But I never did it. I know, Tyson. I always find some interesting things. I think I'm going to do a series one day when people realize that unemployment is going to end real soon, and just probably compile a list and compile a list of places where people are ready to start going back to work, at least go part-time. But yeah, there'll be some interesting stories. The boat incident at Lake Lanier, going on the boat, driving, no, parking my car at the deck to get on a scooter to drive all the way out in the Lake Lanier to a boat. I wish I had my cell phone to take a video of that at the time. That was the most interesting thing that ever happened. And then it got the nerve. Then the bitch got the nerve to, and it was right around 4th of July to be exact. And in fact, that's what I brought this topic up, because this happened 4th of July, Lake Lanier, doing Instacart with some chicken thighs and a bag of ice, going all the way out to Beaufort, all the way to do a delivery for some bag of ice and chicken thighs to this bitch who was on this boat. And I had to park the car, and I asked Instacart. I said, this is not an address to anywhere. This is at Lake Lanier. Only thing is out here is boats. And I said, can you confirm that this is a boathouse or whatever? They lying ass people. I get there. And then I was like, they told me, no, it's way out there in the lake. I had to go out to the lake. So I had to park the car. I said, how many miles? You had to walk a mile to get to the boat thing. And then you had to, so I was like, they ain't got somebody. I said, they could come to the office. So they would have, so they weren't doing that. They calling me, and where's my family, bitch? And then so I said, well, we could take you out there. I said, okay, fine. So I jumped on the golf cart with the guy driving me all the way to the boat, and I'm like all the way to the left the deck, drove on his path, and then I get there to the boat. Then she like, I don't want it. I said, bitch, you want, I wanted to call her bitch. Take this damn ice and take this damn chicken thighs because I was about to throw it in the lake. I really was. And, and I just, I wish I could show you what I was doing. You know how you get like your finger is on the bag, you're like, here. Here you go. And I went back in the cart, drove back to the, I'm in the back of the golf cart, going back to the deck, going back to the car. Then, and that was on a Saturday. I remember clear as day, that was 4th of July weekend, because I remember I was all out in Beaufort, all the way doing deliveries. Then, Monday, the same order came through. I said, hell no. I declined. I said, nope. Look, it was the same. I recognized the address and stuff. I said, nope. And I said, never again. No. And then I went to do it. Then I went to Whole Foods to deliver. This was my last delivery, last thing with Instacart. I went to Whole Food, and this is my own people. Just because you think you live in some ritzy, Swanee area, thinking you got money, don't be calling me. They said they have more chicken wings. Bitch, it's almost 9 o'clock at night. Whole Food was about to close at 10. And I told her it was dried up. It wasn't, they didn't have any more. She calling the store. I'm on there doing deliveries and she calling the store. Blowing up my phone with the whatever she wanted to order. In hindsight, I should have canceled it and be like, click, cancel. You ain't get shit, and drove back home. But no, I'm supposed to be, I'm going to do my duty to the customers, this and that. I should have canceled. When they do that mess like that, you shopping and they say about, and you telling them they don't have any more of this. I just called the stuff. You want to go do all that? I should have canceled. I should have canceled. And then you're going to lie and said that I went through the gate when you have to go to security to even get inside of the community. And then when I showed up, then the husband, he outside, the wife, that bitch better not have came outside. And, they were black folks. So all white folks don't be acting stupid. Black people be the worst, especially if they think they got money. They try to think they looking down and all that. Ooh, I did report them. Because all of the interactions, because you're not talking to them on the phone. They're texting you and everything. So, So I said, never again. I think that was the last time I did Instacart after that incident. After that happened, nope. Only thing I miss is the frequent customers that I did have that were real nice. And I used to do the deliveries for the groceries. And then they also ordered Uber Eats. And they would see me come in and say, girl, you really hustle, man. You do this and that. And I used to get way good money with them. I made some good money with the customer because I was a regular. They saw me doing groceries, and then they saw me doing Uber Eats or whatever it is they was ordering. And I used to get some good money and tips from them. And it wasn't so much about, they gave me good money and tips. They was just so nice and courteous and stuff, because they said that other people didn't know how to follow instructions. They told them, do not park in the grass, and people be parking on people's manicure lawn and grass and stuff. No, total disrespect. Doing all crazy, stupid stuff. People, it ain't hard. I said, I understand. People be doing the most. And then some people be delivering, they be doing the most. But I pretty much enjoyed it. But like I said, after a while, customers say, I tipped, da-da-da, and these people don't be lying. $20 to them ain't nothing. $20 is like $1. And they said they tipped on the credit card. with on the app, and then to find out, Instacart would say maybe they changed their mind. No, they did not. They're not gonna see. Some people would tell you. Instacart tell you something totally different. So they steal tips. They were stealing tips. They sure were. Because I read somewhere a couple of years ago, customers would say that they were tipping on the credit card for the delivery person, and they found out they weren't getting the tips. The driver wasn't getting the tip. What Instacart was doing was stealing the tips from whatever, and then they tried to use that to pay the delivery drivers from the stolen tips. And I and I want to say DoorDash was doing that. DoorDash used to pay $5 per delivery plus whatever the tips were. So I used to do DoorDash Fridays and Saturdays, 8 hours a day. I would make $200 one day. That's $200 in on the deliveries I did that day. So I would do 20 deliveries easily on a Saturday, and I wasn't driving a whole bunch of miles either. This was when California Kitchen in Midtown, the noodle place in Decatur. I used to go. It was so systematic that I had it down pat. So I said, "Ooh, if I just did 20 deliveries, $5 for each, that was $100." And then I said, out of those 20 deliveries, 15 people's gonna, the average tip was gonna be like at least $5. And I was right. And these were not fast food places I was going to. So it was $100 with $20, 20 deliveries at $5. That's $100, and then the tips was like almost closer to the $100. So people gave me average tip was $5, $6, $10. So, and that wasn't all day either. I didn't do it all day, all night, dragging down the car to death either. So, and Grubhub was the same way. I went to Sandy Springs and very Brookhaven, Buckhead, and Peachtree. Residential, high class neighborhoods that people who, ordered these real nice Thai restaurants and stuff. These fancy pizza places and things like that. Not that cheap ass, McDonald's and stuff. So when they started, when I started seeing the changes, and I used to talk to the people who own these restaurants or the people who would prepare the delivery, and those apps, they used to have all these tablets all over the place. They had Uber Eats, Grubhub, DoorDash, Postmates, Caviar, because Caviar used to be in Atlanta briefly at one time that I heard, and all those apps were going off. Ding, ding, ding. And it was so much that they couldn't keep up. And those restaurants used to pay 40% of their revenue to Uber Eats, Grubhub. They was paying all these different apps to do deliveries, and it was popping. And everyone who did, they started switching over to food delivery. See, when I stopped doing people, I said, shoot, I could do food. See, when I started doing it, everybody wasn't doing food deliveries. They would argue with me on YouTube, girl, I can make more money driving people. I said, y'all can have the people. I'm gonna do food deliveries. And people was like, you ain't make no money doing food. So they argue. They would argue me down about that. I said, fine, I don't care. So when Uber started changing their rates, and people started like, oh, I'm tired of doing people. I'm gonna do food deliveries too. Here they come jumping on board. See, this was people in Atlanta. They started jumping on board, and I started making my videos. And I didn't have a lot of subscribers. I really didn't. People recognized me on the street. That lady T. I was one time I walked through Publix and somebody called my name. I was like, who the hell is that? And she said she saw me on YouTube and stuff. I was like, what? And they started asking me about the food delivery stuff. So And I said, shoot. So when they started doing the food deliveries, that's when they started decreasing the rates. So I was like, oh hell. And then, like I said, a good 3 years in, maybe the fourth year, that was it. That was it. I said, no more. It wasn't worth it. And even though I'm going to try out this new app, but it's not really new. Skip Cart, I'm going to do it. I'm going to start probably Saturday just to turn it on and see. I'm supposed to be doing the Peachtree volunteer thing tomorrow. I was supposed to do it today, but they canceled the setup because they said it was the weather. So Saturday morning, I'm supposed to get up early in the morning, go down to the Phipps Plaza start area to do my volunteer with the Peachtree Road Race, and I'm going to call Maximus, the attendance line, say I'm going to be late because I'm sick and tired of them. And since my last day is Tuesday, I'm taking my COVID test Tuesday morning, well, afternoon. Monday's a holiday, even though Sunday's 4th of July. I don't know why they want us to work on Saturdays and Sunday, Monday. Ain't nobody calling it. They ain't calling for 3 months. So I'm going to do my Peachtree Road Race volunteer because I just want to do it for the T-shirts, to be honest. I've been doing it for so long. I think I've done it for 6-7 years now. I don't know. I got to show y'all my my pin collection of my volunteer pins. I used to keep all the T-shirts at one time, but those older T-shirts I had, that's so long ago, it was big because I had to tell you I was 300 something pounds at one time. So the T-shirts were big, and then I think after a while, I still got those old T-shirts, but I didn't keep them like I should have. But I did keep all my volunteer T-shirts when I did, but I keep the pins. So I got these pins when I volunteer. So hopefully I'll make it tomorrow morning at the Phipps Plaza at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. So I'm going to go and do whatever the volunteer thing they want me to do. And then Sunday I'm going to do it because that's when the race is. So people will be needing help, handing out water. I don't know. I just like doing it. I used to volunteer with the Atlanta Peachtree Road Race when they have different races throughout the city. And I used to go there to volunteer, hand out bagels, hand out water, make sure nobody pass out, heat stroke. So, I'm not a medical person. I don't do the medical, like, you ain't gonna be resuscitating you or nothing, but I'm supposed to make sure that, people are safe and make sure ain't nobody have no heat stroke and make sure I'm there with the water. So I'm like the water girl, handing out water and handing out bagels. And of course, so all the people want to run up there. I'm sitting here with the bagel table, Einstein Bagels, and they want to put their sweaty hand. I'm like, I be grabbing the bag, closing it up real quick. Like, I'll hand you the bagel. Can I get a half? This is them. They think I work at Einstein Bagel. Bitch, all I'm supposed to do is hand you the bagel. Can you cut it in half? And I just put a half a bagel. No, I'll just give you the whole thing. If you don't want to eat the other half, just throw it away. You want me to do? Cut up the bagel and put cream cheese and butter on it too? I'm supposed to stand here at this table, hand you up the bagel, and that's it. People want to reach over their sweaty hands and want to dig in the bag. And I'll be like covering the bag up real quick, like snatch the bag and stuff and close it and say, which one would you like? I'll hand it to you. How you gonna put your hand all up in the, what do you think I'm standing there for? For my health? I know I'm doing it for my health, but dang. Can you cut it in half? No. Mm-mm. It's because it's free. That don't mean I'm supposed to do all that now. Shit. They be tripping. And I said, which would you like? Blueberry, plain, cinnamon, whatever. And just hand them the bagel. It ain't toasted and nothing. All it is a carbohydrate so you could get enough carbs in your system after you doing your race. They be wanting me to, can you cut it in I just need a half of a bagel. No, I ain't got time to do all that. All these people waiting in the back. I ain't got time to be cutting your bagel. These white folks, boy, they be tripping. You cut it in half. No. Shoot. Make sure you got your water, cold water, or juice or whatever you need. Make sure you don't pass out. They like this a la carte. Shoot, I'll be ready to go. I'll be standing there all morning and stuff, and after it gets hot, after a while, I'll be like, oh God, it's time for me to go. You know. But I did run the Peachtree a few years ago. Probably some over the weekend I'll show y'all my little souvenir stuff that I be getting. So hopefully I'll make it wake up in time and go down and make it downtown. I think I'm gonna go to Lenox and start over there. I think what I'm gonna do is park my car, take the MARTA to the MARTA station. I'm not gonna drive all the way down there because the last time I did that, I drove to Grady High School, parked my car, and the streets were closed. So I had to wait until they opened up the street parking before I could left. And I said, dang, I had to wait till 1 o'clock that afternoon. So I said, this time I'm gonna just take the MARTA down to the Lenox. So that way I could go back to the train station and then just take the train and just get off Memorial Drive and go in my car and drive off. If I drive to Lenox Mall, I might end up getting stuck and they're going to close the street and then I can't leave until they open up. So I said, that's what I'm going to do. Because if I go there before they close the streets down, but once they close the streets down, I'll be locked in and I can't leave until the race is over. And I think they open up the streets again at least around 1-ish. No, let me see what time the race will be. 1. Yeah, 1 or 2 o'clock. I said, nah, I ain't doing that. I'd rather just go down there, be there at 6:30, leave around 7:30-ish, 8, and then come back home. But then one year when I did the Peachtree Road Race, it was pouring down, cats and dogs. It was like the mud race, I called it. And I remember they had all these peaches, all these boxes of peaches, because peach season is if you want a good Georgia peach, this is the time to buy it. And I remember they had so many peaches and stuff, and I took me a whole box of peaches, and I walked through that Piedmont Park back to try to go back to the car with a box of peaches. And people like, can I get a peach? Can I get a peach? And I said, yeah. And then next thing you know, everybody tried to come up here and grab up my stash. I'm like, look, man, go over there and get your own box. I walk around with that box of peaches. I had so many peaches. I was like, ooh. And they had, I got a bunch of peaches. I don't think they're going to do it this year like that. Because they had so much from Publix and fruits and granola bars and water and great Gatorade. They had so much. Even I see some of these homeless people walking around with the stash. I don't know where the hell they got all that stash from. But they started cutting back on those things, and I know they're gonna probably cut back this year. They ain't gonna have all that stuff like that, not like they used to. It'll be nice, but I don't think they'll have that much this year. Because the last year I did it, they didn't have it, they didn't have as much like they used to. So I'm hoping that I'll get in shape this year. So maybe next year, God willing, that I'll run the Peachtree again. But I'm gonna build myself up to do it, so I could enter my name in the race. I did it one time, and I didn't even think they was going to do it again. I was surprised they was going to run the race again because last year, due to COVID, they canceled it. And I think they would try to do these virtual races. I'm like, what? Virtual race? I'm like, who the hell do that? So this year, I think they finally going to have the full race. I sure hope it's successful and nobody come get no coronavirus, because I assure you, even though I didn't take my second shot till Tuesday, I took the first shot, I was still wearing my mask. They say, I don't care. I'm still going to have my mask. I'm going to be social distance. And I ain't trying to be being all up on people like that. So I read somewhere recently today, to be exact, they were saying it was a spike in that new variant, Delta, whatever. But they were saying that was in Arkansas. But their people in Arkansas have one of the lowest vaccination rates. But nothing drastic, nothing drastic is going to happen. And even though I don't really go out and about like I used to, I'm not even out and about. I just go to these little stores. I'm still distancing from people naturally. And most of the time I'm wearing my mask, but sometimes I don't. But if I'm not wearing it, trust me, I'm not on people. People are not up on me. I'm not, I'm really distancing people because of what I'm doing. I'm not up on people, but I assure you, I will be having my mask on tomorrow. That is for sure. So, but yeah, I can't believe that it's been 5 years since these gig work and gig apps came into my life, I guess you could say. And from that, it's not even about doing the work, driving around, delivering food and having to curse some people out. But most of the time it was good experience with people, you know. But it was always somebody that want to press my button. Like the one I did the Uber driving, went to the High Museum and I drove up. It was like 200 people outside, and I'm like, who the hell ordered this Uber? And then these white folks come up there, get in the backseat of the car, talk about, why take you so long? First of all, I just got your request, because whoever had, when they requested an Uber, people, they look at it, they cancel. You be thinking they come and they be canceled. Who probably canceled? So they probably drove up and saw all those people and canceled it and kept on going. These people decided they want to get in my car telling me what to do. First of all, they were rude as hell. And you turn off the music. I said, are you asking me or are you telling me? Then the lady in the back, she's like, I'm in the Uber car and this baby, I'm like, you know what? I said, you know what? You can get the hell out. And this was on Peach. This was right out there on Ponce de Leon, which is 78, right before you get to right around Whole Food. And this was like 1:00 in the morning. I said, you get the hell out. That's what you could do. So either one, you respect my car, respect me. You ain't gonna tell me what to do. Then you just hurry up. I just want to go home. See, they ready to go home. I'm ready to go home too. And then I drove. You're the worst Uber driver ever. I said, whatever, fuck you. Get the hell out the car. They slammed my car door like they fucking crazy. Almost broke my window. And I still know what that fool lives at too. I sure do. I do remember where he lived. And while I'm cursing his out, I said, you know what, get the fuck and get the hell in the house before something, And I went on home. And I really believe that's the last time I did Uber driving people after that incident. I'm going to pull up there talking to me all crazy. They're white too, Maybe people got the nerve. They ain't going to talk to me all crazy. I wasn't even the person who probably even was your first request for the Uber request. Should have left their ass right there in that damn pitch black, dark. It was the Burn Museum. Not Burn Museum. What do you call it? Right there on Ponce de Leon. The Fern Museum. Well, that over there. Right there. Right before you get to Moreland Avenue in Ponce de Leon. There's a where they always have these concert stuff and whatever. And it was pitch black too when you go up there. I should have told those dumbasses to walk home. That's what they should have done. Because at a certain point, could have went on right on home. And they're going to talk to me all crazy. I pulled up and you like, why take you home? I should have just locked that damn door, like click, click, and drove off. I should have done one of Terry Tips numbers. Pull up Wait till the people get to the car, then you pull off. That's what I should have done. But see, I don't be doing things like that, because I know how it feels to be outside waiting and then getting a ride. But he had to act like that. He had to be rude and nasty. Only reason he got cursed out because you started talking to me all crazy. You talking to me crazy, you gonna get talked back to. You gonna get talked back. You know. See, I ain't gonna be one of the people. Oh, I'm so sorry that happened to you. I apologize. See, what I can't. You come out your mouth all talking stupid. And I know people want to say, oh, customer service. When people do that, you just have to, just apologize because sometimes it's not you. You know. And see, at first I ain't say nothing. I just let him get in the car or whatever. But when he started telling me about turn off that music, turn off that, I said, you asking me or you telling me? Which one is, because I ain't cursing about it at first. I say, are you asking me or you telling me? But then when he went on, and then the lady on the, and then she on the phone talking about, I'm just in the, all that antics. Being a damn fucking Karen. I'm Karen and Ken. And these were older people, so they're not young. They older, not old, but like, old enough. How you gonna sit there in the car and just, talk to me like I'm not even in the front and you just gonna be like, what is Uber driver? She I don't understand. Man, bitch, you could have been outside waiting in the dark and you could have walked home. That's what I should have let them do. Stupid ass. I think the only reason why I did it, I think they had a promotion at the time, and I needed one more ride to get that bonus. I think that's the only reason why that's the only reason. It was either a bonus involved, and I was trying to get that one last ride before I was to go home. That's what it was. Uber used to have these. If you do so many rides, you get an extra $100 or something, and they must have been that last one. That last bonus ride. And lo and behold, gonna talk all crazy. And then slam my car door like they crazy. That was it. Hey, I've been on here for an hour and 30 minutes. I'm supposed to be, I ain't talking that long. Ain't nobody saying nothing. All right, what y'all got going on before I end the stream? And then I'm gonna say one last thing, then I'm about to go. So let me tell you. So today I get the email from the SBA. Why every single goddamn night that damn dog is barking? They did that the other night. I know they could hear me. So anyway, I get the email from the SBA and I called them today. I spoke to this bitch. I said, what is your name and your ID number? Because she was going to tell me, well, you got 4 applications in. And yeah. I said, if she listened to what I was asking her, I told her that I got the email. I clicked on the link, what they told me to do, and filled out the information. It was not 4 applications. And if it's so, something's wrong with this glitch. It's a glitch in your system. I didn't go on SBA.gov and start it as a new customer. You had to get the advanced ELITE grant, was by invitation. And I said, I responded to an email I got last week to about the advanced loan. I clicked on it and it told me to reference the application number or whatever the case may be. So she gonna tell me, they said you got 4 different applications in it, And I'm trying to tell her, I said no, because the first year, last year, when it was $1,000, I filled out an application for that. And then I filled out another link, which basically it was a duplicate. And that's what, so I asked her, said, what's your name and your ID number? And she hangs up. But I called right back, spoke to someone else just to find out that they said I had a duplicate. So that's why it was canceled. So they said they still working on my supplemental grant and said that okay, we'll just we showing. I make a note that this was a duplicate, so this one is canceled, and then we're still working on the other one. So um, that's what the confusion was. So I'm still in the runnings for that supplemental grant, which was the $5,000. So they still working on it. I said, okay, fine. I'm not really calling to rush about it. I was calling because the email was confusing, and I wanted to know what was going on. It was canceled because it was a duplicate, which has nothing to do with me not getting getting the grant. I don't care. I mean, if I get it, I get it. That's fine. I already got the 10K, and the $5,000 is a supplement. So basically, you had to get, in order for you to get the ELE grant, you had to get an invitation from the SBA, fill out the information. If you qualified for the $1,000 from the beginning, and you had to be 30% drop in income, independent contractor, or self-employed, then your 2019 income, when you file your tax return, had to show there was a reduction in the money that people would receive in the grant. And most people, and I've been trying to tell people this for a good year, thanks to Avon, who told me, because I wasn't really paying attention until she told me. That's how I got it just in time when they was first doing the first $1,000, and that was an emergency grant that they was giving out basically. But it was supposed to be a minimum of $10,000 grant for small business or independent contractors, and you had to have a reduction of income that shows like 30% reduction of your income of money that you made, and you had to file your tax return, and you had to have it shown on the Schedule C, and you had to live in certain areas, low income areas or whatever. So that's where that's coming from. So it's not something you could go online and apply if this is the very first time. If you didn't do it last year when they first started doing it, and when they ran out of money, most people, well, I'll say some people didn't get a chance to apply because they ran out of money. But you had to apply for that grant last year. And then once you apply and you say, well, if you missed out and you didn't get it because it was because they ran out of money, last year or late last year, beginning of this year, you could apply. But you had to already filed a 2019 tax return and then this year's tax return. But you had to apply before it was too late. So when I made the announcement to people, and some people I think people were focusing on that PPP loan. I wasn't trying to apply for no loan. They asked me, oh, you want to get a PPP loan? I said, nope. Because one, I didn't know if I was going to make money, even pay it back. And I wasn't going to fall for that grant. I wasn't going to fall for the PPP loan, because of the PPP loan, you had to pay it like 30 years, 4% interest rate or whatever. And I was like, they still pushing this damn PPP loan, because the PPP loan was basically if you had employees or it was supposed to help with your payroll. And the way I look at it is that if people were applying for PPP loan and then you had to pay it in 30 years, that's revenue for the government to make money from the interest that people are paying back on the loan. And then there are certain situations or circumstances where if you have a PPP loan, you could maybe possibly qualify to have it released, meaning you didn't have to pay it back. But there are certain stipulations that you have to have and guidelines to follow to qualify to see whether or not the loan is forgiven. So I haven't really talked about the PPP loan too much and how to go about applying, but you have to um, basically apply for the loan, given some information, and they'll determine how much you will receive in a loan. And I wasn't interested in a loan. That's why I didn't talk too much about it. I knew there was too. I was looking at too many videos in the last couple of days of all these people on the news that had $1.2 million, millions of dollars buying all these things with the PPP loan, going to jail because they will audit it, and they're not going after people who are millions of dollars and all these big things. They're even going with smaller people. Even if you got like a $10,000 small PPP loan, they even auditing small people. They're not doing it. It may take a minute before they go back and audit it. They could even audit the grants. They could come back and say, "Oh, can you show us proof of the grants?" But that's going to come in terms with the IRS and filing a Schedule C and things like that nature. So that's a whole new ball game altogether. And but that PPP loans, they've been hacking down on a lot of people, even the ones who provided service online, making YouTube videos talking about um, we could selling information of how to get the PPP loan, and they charging people, and also people are helping people prepare for the PPP loan by filling out their application for them and stuff like that. They're doing fraud too, charging people 10% of the loan amount. If you get the PPP loan, then I get 10% fee from that, and people are going to jail for that. Some people, it's ridiculous. I've been watching different YouTube videos, and when I came across people who were making YouTube videos about there's a master class and we can show you how to do the PP, they gonna get caught. Even if it's because let me tell you, when you do anything on a computer, the IP address will be traced. That's why I wasn't doing PPP loans for people. I wasn't doing that at all, to be honest. That's why I was like, nope, I'm gonna give you a little general information and tell you to go to the website sba.gov, and that's it. I was not gonna provide a service for individuals and charge how to get the PPP loan. Nope, I'm just gonna tell you about my experience about the ELIT grant and what you need and what they looked for and how you get it. And basically, in a nutshell, the grants was offered to people if you applied last year when they first had that first stimulus package, and it was like that $1,000 was basically like an emergency for small business or independent contractors who wasn't independent contractors, whether you did Uber Eats, Grubhub, whatever, going back to 2019. And then if you had, because a lot of people, there was a reduction in income when people were doing Uber Eats, Grubhub, and all that stuff, and you had to apply, and then you had to file your tax return on the Schedule C. That's why I always stress to people, make sure you keep track of your income, and not the statements you get from Uber and stuff. They give you that, but when you do these gig jobs and these gig work and everything else, even like unemployment or rental assistance, you have to make sure that you keep accurate records, file the return accurately. Make sure you just don't say, well, my accountant, I just gave it to my accountant. An accountant does not do tax returns. They're not people who's a CPA or an accountant. They are not tax preparers. They don't do tax returns. So I don't understand when people keep saying, "I got an accountant or CPA." They don't know. They don't do that. They're licensed to discuss tax, you know, taxes, tax laws, things of that nature. But in terms of doing preparing of tax returns and all that or whatever, that's not what a CPA is. That's not what a CPA does. You know, they do tax planning where they talk beyond just okay. Let me file a tax. No. Mm-mm. So I'm not a CPA, but I will be an enrolled agent in a couple of months once I finish studying and take the test. And as an enrolled agent, I'm licensed with the IRS. I have a PTIN number. Even if I'm not an enrolled agent, I do have a PTIN number, meaning that if I do your tax, if you come to me next year and you want me to look over I do your tax return will be signed by a paid tax preparer such as myself with a PTIN number, and due diligence is done, meaning that I'm not going to just do your tax return. You're going to something like this needs to be tax planning. And once I skilled up my um, tax knowledge and financial planning, then I'm going to start working on developing my package. So my channel is going to be, it's not going to be on this channel. I think I'm going to do a second channel. I have a second channel, but I want to really focus on branding it better, you know. And it ain't gonna be free because I've in the past in these 5 years throughout the years I've been offering a lot of advice, but I didn't really focus it too much on my YouTube channel a lot because when I try to do things to help people, some of y'all came on there and they was like, trying to get their whole tax return done for free and tie up my time and things of that nature. And, and really didn't appreciate what I done. Some people thinking, oh, we could go for dinner or go to lunch. I'm not, And then I gave them advice that people normally would charge, and whether they follow through or not, I don't know. But some people, they just follow some people because you have to be careful who you listen to. I was watching this one guy, and he was exposing PPP fraud, and he's a CPA and a financial consultant, and I've been watching this person YouTube channel for the last couple of days. I came across his channel, and he don't edit videos and stuff. He's not into that, but the knowledge that he expressed to people, he started his YouTube channel in November, and he already got 10,000 people in 3-4 months. He was exposing a lot of people on YouTube, and these were big people on YouTube talking a bunch of mess. Jay Morrison, and a few other people who's been big on YouTube. He was exposing them. He pointed out things about this person, where their credentials at, and he really did a deep dive on a lot of the things that people were getting advice. And the people I've been exposing, they weren't no big time YouTubers. These were people, just like and one last thing, and that's it. I'm not gonna talk too long. Just like people when Uber and Grubhub came about, there were so many people promoting the referral codes, and the minute there was one topic that came along about something like when they changed the tax laws at the time, so many people jumped on talking about taxes, and they didn't even have the knowledge in the background, and they was giving out incorrect information, or not really. I was like, that's not true, and that's false, and people were like trying to um do taxes on the side, and they didn't even have a PTIN number. And they were trying to do Uber and do all these referrals, and people were making up numbers, fake information about I make 100,000 at Uber, and I was like, be real. When Uber, I ain't gonna, you can't blame people for their hustle, but when Uber and Lyft and all those companies came out, I think it was maybe, I want to say when I came to do Uber, it might have been around a good 2 years in. It wasn't as big when I did it, but it was at least 2 years in. I don't even know how I even came across Uber. How did I even come across Uber? All I remember was I signed up in October of 2015, never did nothing with it until 2016 in the summer, but I don't remember how I even came across Uber. I wasn't, watching YouTube at the time. And I remember seeing someone driving around with this big pink mustache in front of the car. But when I first started doing it, it wasn't as big then. And the thought of, people, strangers coming in your car and you driving them to take them the way you want to go with an app, it had to have been at least, um, there were people who came in, they started making money more so from the referrals, not from driving people. I mean, yeah, some people make some good money driving and stuff when the mileage was good, but those people who came in and they said they made all this money, the Rice Chair Professor and Calvin, this guy named Calvin, he lived here in Atlanta, and he had to, and people are making all this money and stuff. I wonder where are they at now? Where are they at now? I know the bearded one, the one in Chicago, he was like, "Oh, I'm the best, I'm the greatest." He used to make a killing showing all the money he made. He said, "I made $3,000 this week," and now I know I came across his channel a couple weeks ago, or a couple months ago rather, and he was doing TaskRabbit. I heard he was doing TaskRabbit, fixing up things, and he's not even driving people no more. He ain't even doing no Uber or Lyft. And then he started doing a whole new thing. Man, amazing what happens. A coronavirus happened, and I don't even think if Corona came around, would it still be the same? Those apps were decreasing in rates. People started, you know, doing the gig work because a lot of companies weren't hiring like they were, and a lot of companies were hiring people, but they were independent contractors. Now the rate is so low. Even unemployment, people getting unemployment, staying on unemployment, but then when that thing ends in a couple months, people don't even want to go back to work. You know, and what's going to happen is that this economy may take a turn, but you have to think what is going to be needed. I mean, I hate to say it, a lot of work from home jobs, they're going to need people, but a lot of people, you may not even afford to get a computer, or some people may not even have a place to live to even try to work from home, So I think I'm going to start, I'm going to come across and start telling y'all some of the things that I find, because I do have like I said, I will be working at Amazon next Thursday. And then I have two different locations. I need to cancel one of my applications because one was supposed to be start Thursday in Brazelton, and the other one was Sunday at Jefferson. And it's the same position. It's two different warehouses, I guess. But I try to change my appointment time, and things like that. So I want to make sure I start Thursday and then contact Uber later that day and say, well, I have another email, and then tell them to just discontinue that application so there won't be no confusion about the you know start time, because it was confusing. Because if anytime you apply for a position with Amazon and then you selected a shift and you do all the paperwork, if you turn around and you withdraw, it will come back and say that you quit, not quit, but voluntary termination. But it's not really a termination. It's just that you choose to decline that particular location and that particular shift. So I have two, and I'm going to do the one that's going to give me 3 days a week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then the other one, which was like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but it's like 4 hours, 2:30 to 6:30. Then it's 8 to midnight. So I don't think I'm gonna do that one, and I'm gonna notify not Uber, Amazon about. I'm going to withdraw from that, and then I'm going to start next Thursday. So, anyways, it is going on almost 2 hours since I've been on here, and I need to go to bed. So, I will talk to y'all tomorrow. Nobody's saying nothing, but 7 people watching. I think I told all my stories of my 4 years of hell with different apps. Some were good, but I think I told all the funny ones. I'm quite sure I'm going to remember some of the other crazy ones later on, but I don't know. I'm just curious. Anybody knows what happened to certain people that y'all been watching? Let me know. I'm curious because I may go back on my history and see some of the people who was doing Grubhub and all those other ones. I'm curious, but I don't see a lot of those pop-ups anymore like I used to see. So maybe they stopped doing YouTube. I don't know. Who knows? But I know a lot of people moved on to different gigs and think different things. Because, like I said, all these gigs and stuff is nothing more. It's a season and a reason, and it's supposed to only be something that happens certain point in your life, certain time period, and once things are over, it's over, and it's time to move on. So, but there's always things evolving. There's always new things that pop up. But like I said, if I never did these app work and these, I probably would never meet any of y'all right now. If I didn't do these apps and stuff, I would have never met y'all. I would have never came across none of y'all. I would have never met the people I meet. And there was quite a few people who I talked to personally on the phone briefly. But there was a lot of people who, I met a lot of good people in terms of different drivers and stuff. And that was the most fun part of it, was meeting a community of people that you meet online that you may never get to talk to and explore their life and experiences. So that's the good thing about it. That's one good thing I would say I like about it. Is that even though my antics of stories would be to die for, but the most things that I enjoyed was meeting people, going and learning people different lives, and hopefully one day we will all meet. Right now I'm not comfortable doing anything, especially in the summer with the traveling, but I would like to do a meetup. I would like to take a trip somewhere, someplace inexpensive, not place far, but someplace central where everyone could meet. But like I said, I did manage to meet, Ava. She probably not talking to me. I don't know. I haven't heard from her. I talked to her a couple of weeks ago, and There was one person who I never understood what happened. Lynn doing the do. I don't know what happened. Never came back to talk. You know, we were talking on a regular basis, and after that, I ain't heard from her no more. Shelly Shell, you haven't been on me lately. You probably working. I need to call you, see how you doing. DeJour, I called you a couple of times, but you jumped online a few times a couple of days ago. So it's nice to hear that you're doing well and you're doing something different. But remember what I told you about that Instacart. Watch out. And I guess that's about it. All right, so let me say goodbye. About to go. Hopefully, I'll get up in time tomorrow morning to go to that Peachtree. I'm going to try to see if I can take some videos. Not live stream. I can't do live stream on my phone right now unless I do StreamYard. But I don't know. StreamYard on the phone could be a little bit. Oh, you talking about David? There's David, and then there's the other guy too. I don't know. I know David found a regular job, and he was working. So I don't know. I haven't. I got David. I think I still got David's number. He probably working and doing whatever. I need to call him, make sure everything okay, because you never know what happened to people on YouTube. You know, it was a sector of people. Yeah, that's David. And there's another guy too that he used to be on my. He came back too. Yeah, that's David. Yeah, I think the last time I spoke to him was probably a month ago. Not even a month ago. I want to say a month and a half ago. And he was working at some other new company, and I think he said he was going out of town or going. I don't know. The Asian guy. What Asian guy that was on my thing? Oh, I know you ain't talking about. I think I know who you talking about, but I don't think he was Asian. You sure you talking about Borello? I know you talking about. What's his name? I know who you talking about. It was hard to understand him. I don't think he was. I saw his channel. He was trying to make a YouTube channel and stuff, but I know who you talking about. He changed his name to something, and then. But I always thought he was more like I don't know. He wasn't Mexican. Yeah, I know who you talking about. He was real hard to understand. Yeah, I saw a couple of his videos he was making, and he was saying he was suffering from depression and something. I don't know. Yeah, I know who you talking about. He be on Uberman Tampa's channel a lot. So anytime I see people is if they'll be in the they'll be on other people's channels and stuff. So I don't know what happened. I guess when I wasn't making videos for a while, I guess I dropped off the radar for some people because I'm not monetized, so I don't make videos every day. And then I do a lot of these StreamYard, which is long videos. I'm going to that Peachtree Road Race downtown. I mean, the Peachtree Road Race they have every 4th of July. I'm supposed to volunteer. So I need to be down there sometime early in the morning, like 4:30ish or something like that. I'm going to drive to Kingston train station and then take the train to Phipps Plaza because the last time I drove down to that race, I got locked in and I couldn't leave until the race was over. So I'm going to take the train down to Phipps Plaza go down there and get my little credentials and just do my little volunteer gig and just stand there, not stand there, but when they got those volunteers and they hand out water and bagels and make sure nobody fall out and pass out during the race and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm going to take the MARTA train. I'm going to park at the Kensington train station, and I'm going to take the MARTA to the Phipps, to Lenox Mall, and then go to Phipps Plaza because that's where the volunteer station is to hand out your T-shirt and, little credential stuff. And then I'm supposed to go to the area where I'm supposed to go to volunteer. And then it's also Sunday too. It's Saturday and Sunday. I'm supposed to work tomorrow at Maximus from 8 to 4:30, but I'm getting tired of sitting around there doing nothing, even though it's easy work just sitting here getting paid, but I'm gonna do that for a few hours and then come back home, and then whatever time I get back, I'm just gonna say I'm gonna be late. Now, if I oversleep and I miss it, then I said, dang. But I'm gonna try not to. So let me get off this live stream so I could charge my phone and make my way tomorrow. I need to read over these instructions so I can make sure there's no confusion. So they have road closures. The Atlanta Police Department will close the entire course at 4:30 a.m. to vehicle traffic and 6 a.m. for foot traffic on each race day. Only official vehicle traffic is permitted, which I'm not official, so. And then there's a COVID-19 screening. I can go to the Georgia World Congress Center. Volunteer parking passes below. Where is it? I don't see no pass. I printed this paperwork. Yeah, I'm going to go to the Phipps Plaza. Look for the volunteer check-in to the right of the main entrance. 3:45 to 6 a.m. I'm not going out to that Phipps Plaza parking in Nordstrom's because I get down there and they close, and then you gotta wait until they open it up again to leave. So it's best that I take the train. Yep, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just take the train, get off, walk down to the Phipps Plaza, volunteer check-in, get back on that train, and then that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do that Saturday and Sunday. It's best that I do that. Ain't no reason to drive to the mall, Lenox Mall, drive to Grady High School, or the Georgia World Congress Center, be all up in all that traffic when it's time to go. I can just hop on the train and then be about my business. That's what I'm gonna do. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. Go up there and walk around, get my little swag, volunteer T-shirts. I'm gonna show y'all. Hopefully, I'm gonna get up though. Let me get off this thing so I can get up in time, because I already decided I'm gonna be late for work tomorrow. I'm gonna call in, and I'm gonna do that Saturday, Sunday, and cause you'll be asking me questions when I tell you I gotta go. I've been on here for 2 hours. We'll talk about that tomorrow. I don't know why Lenox Mall's crazy. It's been like that for years. Anyway, y'all have a good night, and let me charge my phone so I can have it ready for tomorrow. And hopefully, if I go to online StreamYard live, maybe I can show y'all some of the scenery. So I'm going to try to do that. So talk to y'all tomorrow. Don't burn down your house. Don't be having firecrackers and get popped in the eye, or, You know, people be trying to do firecrackers and fireworks, and I hate fireworks because it'd be so loud, and then I'll be like, oh God. Oh, go ahead. I'm gonna text you my number on here. You still got my email, don't you? Yeah. Give me an email. La, 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 la. I'm gonna put my email. All right, I'm gonna give you a few minutes to write it down. Okay, my phone is dead. That's why I was saying I had to charge my phone up. But I'll get it. I will get it. I think what I'm gonna do tomorrow, if they have a bunch of peaches and stuff, I might bring me a shopping bag. Dang it, they don't want you to bring no bag. They ain't gonna let you bring nothing over there unless it's a fanny pack. You know what? If I doubt they'll have any extra food like that. They probably, I don't know. I doubt they'll have it. If they do, I'm going to get me a couple of fiddles. I don't need no bagels. Oof. I mean, last time they gave out a bunch of bagels. It was these homeless people, God bless their soul. They would walk around with a big old bag of bagels and stuff. But I don't think they're going to have that much extra stuff like that. I doubt it. Anywho's, y'all have a good night. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Good night.